final score, Wrexham 4, Pontypridd United 0, and we've got through to the Welsh Cup final. It's a pleasure watching this team play, and another super performance, another fantastic achievement. Only the second time in our history we got to the Welsh Cup final, having lost the final unluckily to Cardiff City last year. Well, we'll have another go at them this year then, can't we? Same venue as well, because of course the Welsh FA, in their remarkable wisdom, feel that Newport not only is equidistant between Cardiff and Wrexham, but that having played the final at Newport last year, the only fair thing to do is have it there again. And we can make another long trek while Cardiff can just probably walk it, can't they? Ridiculous. Anyway, let's banish negativity from our thoughts, because this was a cracking performance by Wrexham, and not least because I think there was a lot to admire in Pontypridd United, which I'll get to a bit later on. They showed terrific heart and asked questions of us, which frankly a lot of the Adran Premier teams have failed to do. They kept going as well. We looked a little bit tired at the end, which is surprising because our strength and conditioning is so good that, as I've said before, so often Adran Premier teams are left on their knees against us, and Pontypridd, who had 7 teenagers in the starting lineup, but that's because their manager Claire O'Sullivan has pulled off a bit of a revolution there, and inheriting a doomed team last season who looked bound to be relegated, moved a lot of players out, brought young talent into the first team, and she's being rewarded now because they're top of the Adran South, and they have got legs and they keep going. And they ask questions of us, specifically in the second half though, because in the first half we hit some terrific levels. I mean, our quality of moving the ball around was terrific. The way we quickly moved it around was really fast triangles down the flanks. Oh, it was terrific to watch. And I don't think anybody would live to us the way we played in the first half. The game felt over quite early on. Again, I'm not trying to be patronising or insulting to Pontypridd and saying that. It's a comment on just how well we set about the job. In fact, I mean, we opened the scoring in the 5th minute. We don't get the second until 19 minutes later. And between those 2 goals, how on earth we didn't score is beyond me. Well, I say that. It's down to a couple of misses, some fantastic goalkeeping by Amelia Fawkins, and the odd bit of a scramble that doesn't quite go in. But unusually for me, as an old man who has been watching Wrexham for a long, long time, when we're 1-0 up, I wasn't feeling that anxious sense as we missed chances that we'll get punished for this later, because you just felt we were relentless, and indeed we were. So that 5th minute goal is a 3rd corner in a row that we forced as we start really quickly, and it's the first in a number of superb deliveries into the box by Cara Jones, who sends a beautiful ball in to the far post 6 yards out. And maybe a little bit further than that, actually, to be fair. Abby Iddenden meets it with a superb header. She's having to backpedal slightly, and yet still manages to get really good purchase on the header. Power enough to beat the keeper and arc it over her, but it still manages to come down under the bar. It's a beautifully judged header from a perfect cross, and we have the lead. And within a minute, it's unbelievable that it's not 2. It's a fantastic move down the right hand side, and the first 4 or 5 touches, it's all first touch passing, 1 touch passing. Karen Allen punching the ball down the line, Cara Jones laying it back to Phoebe Davis. She plays a lovely first time pass for Suckley to get up for. Great flick on by her. She finds Abby Iddenden on the right hand side. Iddenden spoils it by taking 2 touches. I know. Before helping her onto Suckley, who's run round the outside of her, and she drills it into the goalmouth. The keeper, Fawkins, commits to it, can only push it away towards the edge of the area. Lily Jones steps up, drills in a really good low shot. Fawkins does brilliantly to get up and then down again to her right and push it clear. It falls to Brooke Cairns. She drills it in on target. Keeper's got no chance this time, but Maddie Williams is back on the line and manages to clear it off the line. It comes out to Lily Jones again on the edge of the box, and she hooks a shot back in, but this one is close enough to Fawkins for her to be able to hold on to it. And somehow it's not 2-0 after 6 minutes, because it was remarkable non-stop pressure on that goalmouth. Maddie Williams, the teenage Pontypridd captain, by the way, who is a good player, finds herself in the first half doing an awful lot of last-ditch defending. She's playing in midfield, but she's having to spend a lot of time in the 6-yard box because of the way that we are really creating superbly. Next chance, Allen feeding it forwards. Brooke Cairns beautifully round the corner. Inden heads it on. Ava Suckley driving down the right channel, but she's hurried into a shot by some good covering defensively, which means she has to try and take an early shot, and she puts it just wide of the near post. Then it's Cara Jones again, with that stream, like I said, of great service from the right. A super ball then. Brooke Cairns times her run perfectly. It's a big chance, I've got to say. She's about 8 yards out, and there's only the keeper between her and goal. And she puts it over the bar. It looks like a bad miss, and don't get me wrong, she will have expected herself to score. It is, though, it's one of those where it just bounces before it gets to her and takes a bit of a big bounce, and it's actually, despite the fact that it looks like a sitter, when you look at it again, it's going to need, if you're going to take it first time, a really quality finish to control this, because the ball's going straight back up at her, towards her knee. We keep going anyway, and within moments we've got another chance to score. Mary Gibbard, who's come in for the injured Nat Clark, who's in training, wins the ball well in the middle of the pitch, helps it on. Lily Jones punches it up to Iddenden, who pops it back to Cara Jones. Iddenden is so good, apart from turning, she'll receive back to goal, and she'll just be that wall, just pop off the pass to somebody else really quickly and shift the focus. Cara Jones works it down the wing, because Lily Jones doesn't rest on her laurels. She's accelerated and gone round the outside of Cara Jones, and she does really well to hook in across into the danger area. Fawkins can't reach it, and it looks like Amber Lightfoot is going to get there first and tap it into an empty net. Really good defending by Williams, who just gets there first and prods it behind. But again, Williams having to mop up deep in their own penalty area, because we're really forcing them deep. After a quarter of an hour, I said about getting punished if it's 1-0. There is a moment of danger. Caitlin Davis, good ball down the right-hand side. Fenton using her pace. But this time it's Karen Allen coming across and putting a lot of pressure on the wrong striker, and she can't keep her shot down because of Allen's presence, and it goes comfortably over the bar. But, a sign that Pontypridd are certainly have not turned up just to roll over by any stretch of the imagination. Fenton and Payne, their front two, were both very quick and had 3 or 4 breakaway opportunities in the first half, which they weren't quite able to take. But they were a genuine threat, as was Poole in midfield, who was kept tirelessly driving up the pitch and trying to give support. Admirable effort by her. After that chance, though, from the goal kick, Wrexham really unbelievably close to making it 2-0. Short corner on the right-hand side. The ball fed to Cara Jones, who drills another great ball in to basically the same area that she assisted Iddenden with in the opening goal. This time, Iddenden gets up beautifully and heads it against the bar. And to be honest, I think it's an easier chance than the one that she scores, because she's at the far post. Pontypridd's been caught out by this quick corner. They haven't set and picked up yet, so this time Iddenden's unmarked, 6 yards out, and she looks to beat the keeper by heading it back the direction it came from, which is a perfectly sound thing to do, except that because they haven't got themselves set, if she just headed it forwards, shortest route to goal, wouldn't have to place it, because the goal is empty on that third of the goal is empty, but it hits the bar and ricochets away. We don't have to wait long until the second goal, and ironically, considering all the quality approach play that we've had and the heroic defending from Pontypridd as well, it's an own goal rather than a thing of beauty, which much of our approach play was. Having said that, credit to Lily Jones, who plays a nasty ball in from about 35 yards out, in behind the defence. Now, it's quite a high line, but Lucy Jones, who is left-sided centre-back in this attack, basically is faced with a situation where she doesn't know what's behind her. So Lily Jones earns the goal by the fact that she puts a difficult ball in, which is difficult to defend. Jones has to take a swipe at it, and she's terribly unlucky. It's a freak own goal She takes a swipe at it from outside the box as she lunges backwards. The ball loops really high in the air. That defeats Fawkins, who's scrambling across but can't get there. And it looks like the ball actually bounces outside the line of the post, so it's going wide. But Lucy Jones's slice has put so much spin on the ball that it comes ripping back in like a leg break and goes into the net. It's a peculiar goal. Look at it on the highlights. It's cruel on Pontypridd, although it's got to be said it was coming, and I think it is the consequence of so much pressure. You keep asking defenders again and again and again and again to deal with difficult passes into the danger area, and something will give, whether it's that they can't intercept and we score, or somebody slices it and it goes in. A lot of sympathy for Jones. She'd be a coward if she left it, put it that way. So it has to try and do something, and it's very unlucky that it transpired as a bizarre looping, like I say, leg spin. Oh, to be beautiful delivery in cricket. That little loop on it, just bring the batter down the pitch and then it spins back in. Easy stumping, beautiful. Sorry, I'm getting a bit carried away. 5 minutes later, it's 3-0, and this is a thing of beauty. It's actually, the build-up before it is absolutely tremendous. Lily Jones playing a great ball out. Cairns linking with Cara Jones on the right, a terrific layoff under pressure. Cairns pops it to Suckley, who first time round the corner finds Lily Jones, who again has followed up her pass that opens things out by running around and creating an overlap, and she wins a throw in. Okay, so lovely move comes to nothing, it seems, with the throw, but quickly Jones throws it to Brooke Cairns, and it's such a sweet little vignette where Cairns pops it to Iddenden, who again has dropped off into the half space on the right hand side. She receives it, works it back to the edge of the area, and Cairns, learning from that miss she had when she went for power and put it well over, sorts her feet out beautifully as the ball is on its way, and just very calmly left foot passes it past the keeper from 15 yards in off the near post. It's a lovely move. Just Iddenden and Cairns, really neat, technical, good understanding, perfect weight of pass, and a lovely finish. Calm, lovely finish. Great goal. 2-0 up. And you are then thinking Pontypridd are going to have to work hard to get 2 goals in these circumstances. To be fair, they do hit back a couple of minutes later. Free kick on the edge of the box, right of centre. Simmons steps up and nails it tremendously well. Gets it over the wall and back down. It's quite low and going at pace on the wall side. Craven gets across and, well, does what she does. Fantastic flying save. Lunging across and palming it away. Great work by her. We have more chances before the half ends. She's finished the half very strongly. Lily Jones working out to Cara Jones. She rips in another great cross. Suckley swings a foot at it. Can't quite reach it. Lightfoot stretching. Does get to it at the far post. Tries to hook a shot in. Can't get it on target. Just pulls it across the face and no one's there to finish it. 44th minute. Lily Jones again opening play out. Finding Iddenden. Iddenden driving the ball into the box. Defender just beat Suckley to it in the goal mouth and managed to get it clear. Moments later, again, another opportunity. Suckley doing well. Nice ball inside for Lily Jones. She drills in a first time shot from 25 yards. It's heading to the keeper's right, and Fawkins again gets down really well to push it clear. But this incessant pressure at the end of the half. Moments later, there's another chance. Again, Suckley in between the lines, picking the ball up and sweeping the ball in. Lightfoot pops it back. Iddenden stretching, gets a shot in on target, but because she's stretching so much, she can't really get any power behind it. However, she does well. She steers it inside the left post. It still needs saving, and Fawkins has to go down to thwart the shot. So half-time, 3-0 up, Wrexham looking terrific. Pontypridd, now this is where I really want to praise them here. They come at us in the second half, and while, don't get me wrong, we are never threatened in terms of the outcome of the match, and indeed, we win, if you will, the second half 1-0, and we could have scored a few more. Pontypridd do disrupt our pattern. We don't manage to get it going as well in the second half as the first, and part of that, okay. I mean, I think the players know it's won really, but nonetheless, Pontypridd's heart is impressive. They keep looking to take the game to us. Their heads don't drop. There's no sign of them cracking under the pressure of our play, because even though we're not as incessant in our pressure on them, we're still breaking on them dangerously. Cara Jones continues to be a danger down the right. Iddenden and Suckley are working their defenders so hard, and yet they keep going, and all credit to them for that. It sounds daft, but it can only be of benefit to them to play against a team that's clicking like this, and then thinking about it afterwards and what they would do differently if we played us again. And quite frankly, they put a hell of a lot more of a fight than some other Premier teams we've been against lately, naming no names, Swansea City. So, fair play to them. As far as I'm concerned, they should come out with a lot of credit. But we were class. Erin Lovett making her way forward, swinging a good ball out to the right-hand side. Iddenden works it in, and Suckley heads it over. Similarities in a way to that goal that Ava Suckley scored at Cardiff, in that Iddenden does incredibly well to keep the ball in and hook a good cross back in. And Suckley, I think, just goes up a little bit too early and is slightly on the way down when she heads it and can't keep it down. It was all teed up by a really nice turn on the edge of the box as well by Mary Gibbard, who does a tidy job in the middle of the pitch. 2 minutes later, 10th minute of the half, it is 4-0. Lovely piece of play by Karen Allen. We all know how she loves to step up into midfield, but she turns beautifully, feeds the ball on, and the cross is swept in from the right-hand side. Keeper Forkings tries to get to it and pushes it away, but can only push it onto the unrushing Abby Iddenden, who slots it home. Well, almost just lets it hit her, really, and let it go in. Lovely stuff. Great cross in as well by Brooke Cairns, who chips it nicely in, and the poor keeper, like I say, exposed, has to try and do something and pushes it onto Iddenden. On the hour, again, Pontypridd try to push back. Lizzie Craven doing really well, just about beating Fenton to a through ball outside the box. Fenton, like I said, and Payne, very quick, and they were their outballs. We go straight up the other end. Good pass by Craven, splits Pontypridd's press, bypasses it and finds Iddenden. She pops her off nicely to Lee Jones, and she quickly helps her onto Suckley. She moves it on again. It's a good stretch by Suckley. It's dropping awkwardly. Does really well to poke it on, but also kill the pace on it and tee up Cara Jones, and she bursts down the right, drills it in. Iddenden unmarked in the 6-yard box. Here comes the hat-trick. She strikes it well. Fabulous save by Forkings. Should have no chance. It's about 6-7 yards out. Drills it to the keeper's left, and she manages to save it with her knee. It's a real reflex save. It's not a ball struck straight at her. It's going wide of her, and it's an awkward spot, and she gets it, just the knee just juts out and saves it. Fantastic save by her. And moments later, we again see the quality at the other end of Lizzie Craven. This time, it's Payne doing really well to feed a teasing ball into the left channel. Great pace by Fenton to get onto it, and then because she's got that momentum, she's able to burst past Erin Lovett one-on-one with Craven. Craven, excellent in those one-on-ones though, isn't she? She comes out really quickly, gets her angles right, shot comes in, trying to go across Craven, Fenton doing the right thing, and Craven gets a good solid left foot on it. It spins into the goal mouth, and it looks like Poole's going to knock it into an empty net. Amber Lightfoot just superbly comes out of nowhere. She tracks the runner and just gets her foot to it under the bar and hooks it away from Poole. Brilliant work to save a goal. Halfway through the half, we make a double change. Rosie Hughes coming on for Ava Suckley, and also Rebecca Pritchard come on for Amber Lightfoot. It's not lost on us that there's a certain symbolism in that change, because of course the game's taking place at Latham Park in Newtown. Last time we played there was 2 seasons ago, when those 2 substitutes set up the goal that got us promoted for the first time to the top division. Rebecca Pritchard finishing Rosie Hughes's cross, and they both come on and bring energy straight away to our play. Lily Jones stands up a big diagonal trying to tee up Cara Jones. Sharon, the substitute, gets to it but misheads it, and Cara Jones finds herself one-on-one with Forkings, but it's not sitting down kindly for it. Forkings is very quick off her line, And so Cara Jones tries to dink it over her from the corner of the 6-yard box. It's a good idea, but she gets too much on it and it goes over the bar. Katie Sharp comes on for Phoebe Davis. With 11 minutes left, we immediately put pressure on again. Lily Jones gets a free kick, drills it just over from 25 yards out. And then we go into the last 10 minutes where Lily Jones again does really nicely, dinking the ball into the box. Inden does well to control a little header downwards, and Brooke Cairns is bursting onto it in the box. To be fair, the Pontypridd defence do really well to put pressure on her and force her to pull it wide from about 8 yards out, because she's got into a great position, but their defenders are just determined to go throw their bodies in the way. They're determined not to let in anymore. With 5 minutes left, Cara Jones comes off. A deserved 5-minute rest, if that means anything. And on comes Leah Burke for her debut. I taught her. She's great. And within a minute, she nearly scores with her very first touch. It was absolutely fantastic. Great move. Firstly, down the right-hand side, Hughes finding Inden, who drills in another powerful shot, which forces another good save. Inden desperate to get that hat-trick, but Fawkins gets down really well to her left to push it away. But we attack again. Brooke Cairns turns, drills in a shot across the keeper, which goes just wide of the post. Fawkins at full stretch, looked like she might have got a touch. I don't think she did. Cairns' effort very, very close before that moment for Leah Burke. Oh my word. Inden on the right, feeding it to Pritchard. Superb burst of acceleration by Pritchard, takes her past her marker. She helps it on to Rosie Hughes. Hughes turns well, very calm in the box, and pulls it across the face of goal. Leah Burke runs onto it and she nails it from 6 yards out. She really strikes it well, going for the roof of the net. Terrific work again by Fawkins, who covers the ground well back across, manages to get her hands up and get a block on it, but Burke has really struck it well. So although she's got both hands to it, it spins up in the air and it looks like it's going to drop in behind her for a goal anyway. Fawkins, credit to her, does really well. She's kept her balance after making the block and is able to turn, dive towards her own goal and catch it on the line. I should let Leah score. In this correspondent's humble opinion, that would have been amazing. There's one more chance in the game, and it falls again to Wrexham. Cara Jones winning the ball well, feeding it into the box, driven shot, which is saved well low to her left by Fawkins to deny it. And yeah, we're in the semi-final, and despite the hearty resistance of Pontypridd, we've never really looked in doubt, in all honesty. Going through the individual performances, well, they're not bad, to be fair. Craven, wow. I mean, didn't have that much to do, but she's ready when being called upon. That intervention outside the box is telling. You know the old cliche about when goalkeepers aren't involved in the game, they've got to stay alert. So I've never bought into that, actually. Speaking as the disastrous goalkeeper I was, I never felt I wasn't involved in the game. Partly for the right reasons. I'm constantly telling players where to go and what to do, and this idea that you just switch off and the ball's down the other end and have a little sleep, well, I'd be very unhappy with a professional goalkeeper who did that. And there's also a bad reason why I always felt involved, which I was constantly terrified that the ball's going to come forwards and I'm not going to be ready, so I'm hyper focused on it. Lizzie Craven, I'm sure, is the right side of that line, but yeah, she's so alert when out of the blue the ball's knocked forwards and there's a real danger that it's going to be one-on-one, and she does brilliantly to come out and intervene. And then of course she does make 2 excellent saves, and a nice, just to show her range, the full variety of saves, the full length dive to save a free kick, and then the good angles and technique and reflexes on a one-on-one to make the save from close range. Great stuff from her. She has been magnificent in recent weeks. She really has. The back three were terrific. Phoebe Davis came in for Katie Sharp and was constantly using the ball intelligently. There was one lovely clip forwards that set up a chance where she dinks it onto the head of Ava Suckley, and she was just rock solid, using her experience and her strength against the pacey defenders. Did really well. Erin Lovett again, another player who's on fire. She's become such a beast in the air. As always, you don't want to go in a 50-50 with her because you could lose a limb. And yeah, just again, excellent cover, excellent solidity at the back, and had one interesting venture forwards as well, which led to a chance. And in the middle, Karen Allen, and brilliant to see her get through 90 minutes because she's really having to dig deep through injuries. Oh my word. I mean, she was so good. She led to the fourth goal, was it? Yeah, with that terrific turn on the halfway line. Number of times she just mops up. Like I say, the two strikers are really quick. But Wrexham's back three covered them well between them. It was a really nice sort of team effort, the way that between them they were able to handle them. It was good to see. The wing-backs, Cara Jones, I'm going to say player of the match. Yeah, she was just constant stream of excellence into the box. Never stopped moving. It was excellent stuff. She deserved the goals. It's a shame she didn't. Nearly got one right at the end at added time as well, that save from Forkings. But just always alert, always showing. A lot of players are like that, aren't they? They're full of energy and, okay, got a good cross on them. But her involvement in the link-up play as well, the way she'll switch over and Lindland comes out and she goes in, it's all just beautifully grooved, and she looks so in place. It's interesting for me because she is very versatile, and we've used her in the year and a half we've had her in a range of different positions. But she's really bedded into a unit now. It's just the story of the season, really, how all the pieces have been carefully put into place. But she's bedded into that position as a wing-back really well on the right. And like I said, the way that she'll rotate positions of players around her, it's so smooth and slick. She was excellent, absolutely excellent. On the other side, Amber Lightfoot did really, really well. She had a couple of good moments of danger. We took a lot more down the right than the left in terms of going forwards throughout the match. She did very well when called upon, and also had a couple of really good defensive moments, not least that outrageous intervention when Craven had made the save, but it looked like Poole was going to score anyway. Great stuff from her. The three centre mids, well, firstly, Mary Gibbard comes in, and I mean, these are big boots to fill when you consider Liv Fuller wasn't playing and Nat Clark is also injured. These are two high quality players, but Mary Gibbard has never let us down and has such versatility across the central midfield roles. So sitting in a bit, brilliant. The amount of time she broke play up. She read the game so well, and the amount of time she broke play up and then played the measured pass which set us on our way. She really was key in establishing the foundation of the team. I was really, really impressed with her. She played ever so well. Ahead of her, well, I mean, I'm going to say, do I need to say any more than Lily Jones was Lily Jones and Brooke Cairns was Brooke Cairns? Those two are just sensational. Lily with the shots from outside the box, those driving runs, good crosses, and kept trying to open play up with the early balls out to the flanks. I mean, superb all-round midfield performance. And then exactly the same from Brooke Cairns, who, playing slightly ahead really of Lily and tried to drive into the box as well, scores the goal, gets into a couple of other good goal-scoring positions, forces a good save from the keeper, has a long-range shot which just scrapes the post. She's an aesthetically pleasing player to watch. She loves getting the ball. She's elegant as she moves around the pitch. Loves to play with her head up. Loves a little trick, a little touch here and there. And she's so balanced, she can do it. Tremendous stuff from her. And then, of course, we've got a pair of strikers who are a pretty tasty partnership. Inden and Suckley link so well. They really do. I mean, Ava Suckley, again, her levels of performance are so high. She's full of energy. She's full of threat. She was doing a lot of dropping off and teeing other people up. And, yeah, she didn't score, which is sort of surprising because she's been prolific. But the fact of the matter is that she did a hell of a lot of work for other people. Her levels of performance are just as they had been when she's been banging in hat-tricks. 3 so far this season, by the way. Yeah, it was excellent stuff. And then Abby Iddington get the early goal, and then she was just hunting for more. She deserved a hat-trick. Her approach play as well, the way she links up, the way she creates chances, her touch, everything about it. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. This is a team that is absolutely purring. And tough challenges away. Going to Britain Ferry is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. And then we'll play them at home, although brilliantly at the racecourse, and that'll be fantastic to give them another game at the big venue. And then, we've still got tough league games against Cardiff and TNS after that, and then a Welsh Cup final against Cardiff. But the thing is, we've beaten all these teams this season. We've shown what we can do. Happy days. Oh gosh, I didn't mention the subs, did I? Sorry. Katie Sharp didn't have much to do when she came on because we were pretty much on top, but what she did perfectly comfortably. Rebecca Pritchard, that burst past her fullback and the ball in for that opportunity was brilliant. It really, really was. We made a couple of good defensive interventions. Rosie Hughes was lively up front as ever. Her movement is so good and her awareness of what's going on around her is so good. We didn't bring anyone else on, did we? Well, I hope I haven't forgotten somebody there, because no one deserves to be forgotten in that squad. Brilliant stuff. Welsh Cup final, here we come. And also, on my time, they just completed a perfect weekend, because they won and are in the final of the Welsh Cup. The men's team, of course, fabulous win for them as well. The women's under-19 team had a fantastic come-from-behind win on Friday at Connors Quay Nomads. Ryan Barnett's sister scored one of the goals. And then, likewise, a late winner for the men's under-19s on Saturday at Harrogate. So, all round, perfect weekend. The women's under-19s are very close now to winning the Adran North under-19 championship. They haven't clinched it yet, but they're in a fantastic position to do so. And so let's hope they can finish that off. That would lead to a playoff with the Southern under-19 champions, although that is not for any. They are the top levels. It's just regional at that level, so it's just to have the trophy, which is a good thing to do, and hopefully this women's senior team can do the same. Great stuff. Happy days. With the final score of Wrexham 4, Pontypridd United 0, I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.